Hello, my children, Lord Bathory, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. The early 2010s was the era of the found footage film. You had movies like Grave Encounters, As Above, So Below, all these like horror films that are still very much talked about today. But my favorite offshoot of this genre of film is what I refer to as the kid with a camera movie. These are found footage movies where the main characters are just a bunch of dumb teenagers being kids. This particular style of film is the main reason that I decided to become a film student and a filmmaker. It's especially the film that I'm going to be talking about today. These were the kind of films that showed a younger, naive version of me that I could make my own little movie with nothing but a camera. We have movies like Project X and Chronicle that puts more of a thriller spin on the kid with the camera style. The film I'm going to be talking about today goes a similar route as Chronicle, but without the superpower stuff. Today I'm going to be talking about the 2013 film The Dirties, starring Matt Johnson and Owen Williams. If you don't want spoilers, you can currently watch this movie on Tubi. Otherwise, let's just start talking about the movie. The film opens up with a disclaimer telling us that we'll be seeing graphic scenes of violence. It also tells us that the footage that we're about to see hasn't been altered in any way. We're then introduced to our protagonists, Matt, Owen, and our cameraman, Jared. I just want to say that right off the bat, Jared isn't going to be as important as Matt or Owen. Like, he's acknowledged by name, but Jared really serves no other purpose than to be the cameraman. There were earlier versions of the film, according to Matt Johnson, where Jared was going to be a little more involved with what goes on throughout the movie, but for whatever reason, none of those drafts ended up working out as well. Matt and Owen are currently shooting an ongoing film project of theirs that's due for school. Matt explains that their movie is about two kids who get bullied by a group at their school known as the Dirties. The kids are supposed to get revenge on the Dirties by killing them. From the start, we're shown that Matt and Owen are both extremely obsessed with movies, with Matt in particular making sure to include as much movie references as possible throughout this film and just in his daily life. Like, Matt really loves to speak in movie references as if it were a first language to him. We then watch a couple of outtakes from their Dirties film so far, and we really get to see just how close both Matt and Owen are as friends. The chemistry between Matt and Owen is one of my favorite parts of this movie because Matt and Owen are literally just playing themselves. The characters are named after them, they're real life friends, and it's safe to assume that a lot of their dialogue is just improvised, and it makes you like feel a lot more invested in their friendship and closer to them as characters. We then cut to Matt and Owen shooting a scene where they quote the Quarter Pounder conversation from Pulp Fiction. Their scene is immediately ruined by some of the Dirties who trip Matt. The main bully named Josh does a bit where he holds onto Matt's hand and acts like Matt is the one who won't let go. But to be completely honest, what would Josh do if Matt really was holding his hand? Like, what if Matt was into it? What would Josh do if Matt kissed him? Like, would he like it? Does he want that to be the end goal? While we see that both Matt and Owen get bullied, Matt is really the one who gets the worst of it. If you couldn't tell already, the Dirties film that Matt and Owen are trying to make is about them. They're the two kids, and the film is about them trying to get revenge on their bullies. Following this scene, Matt and Owen go around interviewing people at their school, staff and students, about their opinions on bullying and what they should do. The best part about this sequence is just how real it probably is, because in some of the behind the scenes commentary, it's explained that for a lot of their school footage, they would just go to random schools and try to film as much as possible before they were noticed and kicked out, barring some specific scenes later on within the movie. So it really wouldn't surprise me if a lot of this sequence really was just them going to real life high school students and just asking for their opinions on bullying. Matt is reviewing their footage for their Dirties movie and is moderately embarrassed to be playing a chick character in the bar scene. He proposes to Owen that they should instead get an actual girl for their film, and they should do so by secretly recording a classmate of theirs named Chrissy. The next day, Matt and Owen are sitting through film class, and after Chrissy presents her project, Matt is able to bait her into saying the lines that he needed her to say for their movie. Matt then goes on to composite this footage into their Dirties movie, and in the very same scene that she's supposed to be in, Matt is in very shitty blackface playing a pimp character. They were so worried about looking for a chick to be in their film that they didn't even stop to think about also casting a black guy. Something we're going to be noticing about Matt is he really isn't the best with social cues, and he's also willing to do whatever it takes to get the movie made.
Bitch, what the fuck? Are you kidding me?
I think the best part about this scene is the fact that Owen is more concerned about using Chrissy's face without her permission, but it's also revealed to us that Owen also somewhat has a crush on this Chrissy character, and this has been a crush that's been going on since the 3rd grade. Matt suggests that they put a microphone in her locker to see what she says about Owen, just to prove that the feelings are mutual. Definitely not in a creepy way, because Matt's not crazy.
That's not crazy!
Somehow they're able to plant a microphone around Chrissy's locker and Owen walks by, kind of just peacocking to get Chrissy's attention. The results aren't bad, but they aren't great either. She kind of just acknowledges him. That's about it. Matt and Owen then shoot a dramatic scene with their film teacher, Mr. Muldoon. They don't really explain the context to him as they're filming it. We know this because Matt and Owen go back to reshoot in that same classroom, specifically when he isn't there. Some time passes and Matt and Owen are finally able to finish their movie about the Dirties. They watch the rough cut with their teacher Muldoon, and we finally get the full context of some of the outtakes from the early part of this film. Muldoon initially loves what they have so far, until they get to the scene where Matt and Owen shoot the Dirties in a bar called the Rectum. It only gets worse from here, because we're then shown the final version of the scene that they shot with him specifically. We find out that the reshoots of their reverse shots are a lot more vulgar than the version that they shot with Mr. Muldoon, which is really funny to say because they also then go on to shoot Muldoon in the same scene. Very obviously, this version of the film can't be turned in as the final product, and Muldoon asks that Matt and Owen take out the drugs, the violence, and the cussing. When presenting this new version of the Dirties film in class, everybody very obviously laughs at it instead of with it, and it's made no better when we get to the scene of Matt dancing in the bar, playing a scandalous femme fatale. When walking home from school that day, Matt and Owen are then jumped by some more Dirties, with Owen getting smacked in the head by a rock. When they make it to Matt's house, he throws out the idea for their new Dirties film. Instead of faking the gun violence, they're gonna get real guns and shoot the actual Dirties on camera. Matt thinks the idea is so funny that he begins to fall in love with it immediately, while Owen is humoring him. The idea is so ridiculous, they couldn't actually go through with making a school shooting film. Matt and Owen are going about their week, and of course are continuously bullied by the Dirties. At some point, Matt goes on his own to get blueprints of his school, and he begins to just plan out who they're shooting for the film and how they're gonna shoot them shooting the Dirties. Matt also makes sure to ask Owen in the most unsubtle way possible about people that have bullied them in the past, and specifically the guy that threw the rock at Owen earlier in the movie. Matt once again tries to help Owen get Chrissy's attention, but unlike the first time, this time it actually goes pretty well. Owen is able to put his foot in the door by helping her out with some homework. From this point onward, Chrissy begins to start noticing Owen. Over the weekend, Owen tags along with Matt to shoot guns with Matt's cousin Nelson. Matt takes more of a liking to the guns than Owen. Owen very obviously had fun, but that's just it. It was just a fun thing to do with a good friend of his. After the gun range, Matt proposes that the next thing Owen should do to win Chrissy over is to make a cake and act like he stole it from a home ec class. Together, Owen and Matt make a cake, and Owen goes to lunch and shares the cake with Chrissy and her friend group. They actually enjoy the cake, even getting the attention of one of the Dirties, who, for once, doesn't antagonize Owen as harshly as he usually does. Owen deems this plan a success, but Matt assumes the plan went haywire because Owen gave a cake to the Dirties. In general, Matt tries really hard to get Owen back on track with their Dirties movie, but his attention has begun to shift towards getting more closer to Chrissy. We then see Matt reviewing some footage, and this is actually footage that we literally just watched from earlier in the film. One of my favorite aspects about this movie is the fact that we see Matt editing the movie we're watching in the movie. And it's like a fourth wall break and a fourth wall break. It's like that Deadpool joke about 16 walls. It's during this reviewing of footage that Owen finds out what Matt has been doing on his own. The blueprints, the circling names, and just writing down the daily routine of all the Dirties. For the first time, we see Owen beginning to show concern for Matt's passion about this new Dirties film. As the movie goes on, Owen begins to fall more in love with Chrissy, going as far as to getting guitar lessons from their music teacher, Mr. Bird. Owen tries to practice the guitar while Matt further plans out this movie. Owen calls out how creepy it is that Matt is just hanging pictures of people that he's repeatedly talked about killing just for the sake of a movie. Matt, of course, avoids the question and resists even trying to take a break from just working on this movie, and Owen decides that it's just time to go home for him. It's from this point onward that Matt and Owen's relationship begins to start showing cracks, and as Owen is becoming more confident at school, Matt stays a loner, still getting bullied by the Dirties. At some point, Matt and Owen hang out once again after school, and Matt is standing dangerously close to the edge of a cliff trying to reference a movie. It's because of this that Owen kind of reaches his breaking point with Matt and just calls him out on his bullshit. He's sick of Matt treating everything as if it were a movie and just wants him to wake up and live in the real world. Matt responds by just throwing in more movie references, and Owen puts it in terms that Matt will understand.
We're leaving. This is a good time now for you to end the scene, I guess. We'll cut from there. That's in the school.
Matt is reviewing and editing more footage, and he's more so moping over footage of Owen hanging out with Chrissy and more footage of Matt being bullied by the Dirties. When watching this particular bullying footage, Matt quotes something that this particular bully, Jackman, told him when they were younger.
Sweatpants are out, Jackman. That's what I say. Sweatpants are out, Jackman.
He likes this quote so much that he begins to plan out like other one-liners he'll say to the other Dirties when he gets to shooting the movie. Another day at school, a kid named Larson says a "your mom" joke to Matt and Owen, and in retaliation, Matt threatens to shoot and kill him.
Yeah, we're coming to school with guns to kill you.
No, we're not.
He's not gonna fucking tell anybody.
We're not.
And that's why you guys are pussies.
You're dead. You're dead. You're dead.
Can't fight your own battles.
I've just finished telling you we are.
Later that night, Matt begins to resonate with a passage in a book related to psychopaths, particularly about how they fake human emotions and all the other stereotypical Sigma male psychopath excerpts. We find out that this book is actually about the Columbine shooters. Matt seems excited about the fact he could be a psychopath, but Owen isn't really interested. He's bored and is instead texting Chrissy on his phone. After Matt makes fun of Owen for talking to a hot girl, Owen once again tries to make Matt snap back to reality, calling him out for how jealous he's become of both him and Chrissy hanging out more and more often. This results in Owen and Matt physically fighting for the first time, and Owen just storms out of the house. It's from this point that Matt and Owen officially just stop hanging out. Owen and Chrissy are the ones hanging out with each other throughout the day, and as Owen gets happier, Matt continues to seethe more and more, setting up the final plans for his Dirties film. He's become the alpha male. He's starting to see red, punch metal, and kick bricks for fun. In the last scene of this film, Matt pulls up to school with a large duffel bag. He begins setting up various cameras in the hallway, rehearsing the scenes of his script. The shirt that he's wearing is a bright orange, and it says that we're only here for the bad guys, which is actually a payoff to an earlier throwaway line where Matt throws out the idea of this very shirt to Owen. With his camera set up, Matt's timing goes according to plan. The bell rings and students hang out in the hallways before their next period. That's when Matt decides to walk up to Josh, the bully from earlier who is making fun of Matt for holding his hand. Matt pulls out a pistol from his bag and shoots Josh in the gut, doing the same joke that Josh had pulled on him earlier in the film. That's when point blank, he then shoots Jackman.
Sweatpants are out, dude. It's okay, I'm only here for the bad guys.
Matt spots and tries to catch up to Owen, who's hiding from Matt in a classroom. He tries to reassure Owen that it's only him, but of course, Owen no longer recognizes the monster that used to be his friend. The ending of this movie is terrifying as shit. From the beginning, this movie just starts out as a dumb teen comedy, and it just makes you think that there's no way they're gonna end this movie with a shooting, and when they do, it just hits you like a truck. My favorite part about this ending, in a morbid way, is the fact that it isn't as guns blazing badass as Matt was planning it out to be throughout the movie. What really accentuates this point is just how awkwardly Matt delivers the one-liners he tells to Josh and Jackman. He had these one-liners planned out. He knew exactly what he was going to say to these people, and he delivers it all so pathetically. If you enjoyed this video, then like, comment, and subscribe. If you really enjoyed this style of video, then maybe I'll talk about more movies that I like. I just really wanted to try something new and just have a new style of video to fall back on for the sake of the channel. But other than that, that's all I really have to say. Go watch the Dirties, and I'll see you all in the next video.